Greetings and thank you for tuning into Salga TV. If you are new to the show, Salga TV is an online series that aims to highlight the work and accomplishments of local government in communities over the past 20 years. In this series, we engage local government officials and communities about service delivery. And we also recognize the achievements and acknowledge the challenges faced by the sector and also highlight solutions with accomplished professionals in the respective functions of local government. Each episode speaks to a monthly theme, and this month we focus on highlighting the role of the youth in enhancing service delivery. Let us see what you can expect in this episode. Coming up in this episode of Salga TV, we visit a youth cooperative which is operating a recycling facility in Tembisa under the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality. Their work involves collecting recyclable materials which could have ended up being litter or illegally dumped waste in the open space. We also engage the youth of the scientific services in the Eastern Cape Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality regarding the provision of water and sanitation to its communities. We also visited water professionals at the Midvaal local municipality to deepen our understanding and insights on the engineering of providing water services. In the next insert, we look at a youth cooperative contributing to solid waste management in Tembisa. In South Africa, over 90% of waste is disposed at landfill sites. Most of these landfill sites are running out of space at a very alarming rate. An increased diversion of waste into recycling is key in saving landfill spaces and the cost of managing waste by municipalities. Let us take a look at the work that the Ekurhuleni Waste Cooperative is doing in Tembisa to contribute to the reduction of the total volume of waste disposed to the landfill through its recycling operation.
I am Zweliban Zimguni, founder and CEO of Destination Green Recycling, which is a youth-led and youth-focused recycling and waste management business in Tembisa. I'm a civil and environmental engineer. I graduated from WITS in 2015 and I got my honors degree in environmental engineering. I've always been passionate about helping people and giving back to the community, and that's when I saw a gap where I realized that many people were starting to depend on recycling as their primary source of income. So that's when I started doing the research, looking at the markets, how they're reacting and how people are actually making a living out of it. When I came back to the township after graduation, I decided to start the company, start small and grow into it. In the yard that we're in right now, this is our buyback center and sorting facility. What we do is that suppliers will come in the gate with their material. We always advise them to sort their material into their different grades because all materials have their different pricing, and then it's weighed on a scale, and then the material is bought back from the supplier. After that, the material is then taken to our next yard, which is our processing plant, where we bale the material, where we further sort it into different grades if there's any contamination in between, and then we sell it off to the buyers in the market. Our facility processes 250 to 300 tons of material per month, and this is material that could potentially be found in the waste landfills and dumping sites within our community. Destination Green Recycling currently employs 31 individuals.
Nna lebitso la ka ke nna Sello Kobiane, ke bereka mo Destination Green Recycling. Mmereko wa ka ke management operating, ke tlhokomela dilo tša mo mmerekong, stoko sa mo mmerekong ke a se lokisha gore dilo tša mo mmerekong di tsamaya a botse, di tsamaya ka nako, di road deliver, load di le ready, ke dilo tše e le goreng ke a di tlhokomela mo mmerekong mo Destination Green Recycling. mmereko o mola sintseng ke thoma go bereka o nthusitse ka dilo tse ngata ke kgona go ithusha le nna ke kgona go ithekela se ke nang le sona ka nako eke ke a kgona go ja ntlong le thuša le batho ba bangwe mmerekong gore ba kgone go bona tsela ya gore na mmereko o re thuša ka eng mo lifeng ya rena so ke dilo tse e le goreng mo mmerekong mo ke happy ka tsona ke a di humana.
Previous study and analysis, we found out that we were actually working with over 300 reclaimers directly at our site, and indirectly it leads to about 1,000 because we're not only buying material from the waste pickers themselves, but we also buy from other entities such as Cash for Scraps and other small buyback centers in and around Tembisa. The challenges that we come across from time to time are theft, and that's not only theft from external individuals, but also internal as well, where maybe some employees may see some loopholes. So we've learned to try to the best of our ability to tighten up security as much as possible. The market fluctuations are very difficult to handle if you don't know the market properly. So today you might buy a certain product, maybe with 5 Rand, and then find that when you sell it tomorrow, it's 4.50 at some buyers, so you're making losses. So you need to always be on top of your game, know what's happening in the market, which buyers are buying which material at what price. It's very important also to process the material as fast as possible. So if you don't have the right logistics, because it's all about logistics, and the right equipment to process the material, then it becomes a very difficult industry to work in. Recycling is very important because now we can see the effects of climate change. We can see the detrimental effect of pollution in our environment, and also because of unemployment, recycling poses itself as a lucrative opportunity for people to actually make a living out of it. The message that I have for the youth is that there's opportunity everywhere. For us to find opportunity in waste was something that was unfathomable. For anyone who thinks that they don't have a plan, it's right there. It's there. You just need to open up your eyes. You just need to think, and then things will happen. Because waste is everywhere. Waste is everywhere. It's in your household. As soon as you step out of your yard, you see waste everywhere. This is a growing sector, and it requires more and more people to engage in it so that we can have a sustainable future.
In the next insert, we visited water professionals at the Midvaal local municipality to deepen our understanding and insights on the engineering of providing water services. Let us have a look at the work that they are doing.
My name is Delight Mukwebo. I'm the Assistant Director Technical Support. I'm responsible for water demand management, water quality monitoring, so that's your green drop and blue drop. I'm also responsible for capital project implementation and water infrastructure monitoring and maintenance. As Midvaal, our vision is to thrive to achieve excellence in service delivery. And over and above that, you need to put together resources which will assist you achieve these deliverables. So when I talk about resources, I'm talking about personnel, which is the staff. So you need to have a well-qualified personnel. Over and above that, which is most important, you need to have a well-managed PMS, which will assist you monitor your resources and assist you manage them in such a way that you'll be able to identify any shortcomings before they become a problem. And that's what Midvaal is doing the best. PRV means a pressure reducing valve. So a pressure reducing station is where we manage pressures in our system. So we usually install these where you find that the upstream pressure or the incoming pressure is much high, such that it will damage your infrastructure on the downstream side or where the water is actually going. Usually we do this so that we can obviously control the amount of pressures in the system during late night time, because when people are sleeping, the pressures are usually too high and the system is prone to damage and excessive water leaks because of that. The second intervention aims at the replacement of old pipe infrastructure, which is the replacement of old AC pipes with new UPVC pipes. We therefore are able to save water that is lost due to leakages and due to pipe burst. This in turn obviously improve our service delivery to our communities. We are also very, very innovative. We have young minds, and we obviously grew up in an era where technology was, blooming and all that, and we're able to learn quite a lot of things. So we come up with innovative ways which we could improve our systems so that the service that we are rendering to people is less interrupted and properly managed, and it's easy to manage that, maybe from just a laptop in the office and all that. So this goes a long way from coming up with the actual idea, planning around the actual idea and implementing the actual idea. So we're putting together these young minds and coming up with ways to improve how the system is currently, obviously through technology and all that. When I went to school, you are taught to design pipelines, implement these pipelines, construction this, construction that. But then when I then started on the actual field, I realized that in terms of the management side of things, we are lacking. I felt that South Africa actually needed more people to participate in that field. So the scarcity of expertise in the water demand and water conservation field actually led me to fall in love with it, and started learning more and more about it. Until to this very day, I'm still in the very same field. To young people out there, I feel like we need more participants in this field. As I said, that there's already scarcity in terms of your water demand management and water conservation expertise. We need to fill in the gap so that we can obviously take care and take responsibility of this scarce commodity that we have, which is water.
Thank you to our colleagues at the Midvaal local municipality for those insights. The National Waste Management Strategy has set a target to reduce the total volume of waste disposed to landfills by 40% in 2025. It is inspiring to see the Ekurhuleni Waste Cooperative contributing towards achieving this target. In the next insert, the Salga TV team engaged with the youth in the Eastern Cape Buffalo City municipality. Let us have a look at the work that they are doing.
My name is Lutando Njinji. I am a professional scientist heading the microbiological section in Buffalo City municipality. In municipality, we do have a program that is called in-service training program, where we take students from different institutions to give them the experiential work that is a requirement for the attainance of their qualification. So Annelisa Plaki is one of those students that have undergone that program. She arrived here in July 2021.
My name is Annelisa Plaki. I'm a student in service trainee here at BCM. I'm currently completing my national diploma in chemical engineering. I've been here for a duration of 12 months as of next month. As the general demand for service delivery increases, that is the provision of clean drinking water in our respect, so does the overall strain on the treatment works. For instance, our plant is currently running at its maximum capacity, and that would naturally bring about other challenges. Such would be if, for argument's sake, we decided to solely prioritize production volumes, it would be at the expense of the quality of the water we produce. And in addition to that as well, if you're running your plant at its maximum capacity, it becomes difficult to maintain and implement routine and preventative maintenance on the plant as a whole. So essentially, we try to control and we aim to control and monitor an equilibrium and efficient running of the plant at all times. Non-revenue water is the water that does not generate a revenue. So essentially, it is losses like leaks in pipelines. It would be, we experience it through vandalism. Another example would be unregistered car washes. So one way that we have managed to intervene in that is that we have asked or implemented control measures for places such as the unregistered car wash that registered their businesses, as well as the Metro does generally do reparations and maintenance of pipelines throughout the city.
In the programs that she is doing, we sort of introduce them to a real working environment. And then, if I may highlight, one of the programs that she was involved in is when we had a flood during the beginning of this year.
My involvement or contribution in that was as an assistant to our primary staff and quality control technician in the lab. We performed and analyzed jar tests, and the aim of that is to assess and determine what polymer or what chemical would be best suitable for that range of turbidity or that quality of raw water, which we did succeed in doing.
She used her experience and also the expertise, of course, because so much as we are letting them to learn from the program, we also learn from them as they are coming from the different field. So she was involved in that in that process or project, and then it was successful as we got the right chemical that we used for that problem that we had in the waters.
As cliche as it may sound, the future does indeed belong to us young people. I understand that not everyone may want to be a pioneer, but the reality is that we are facing a global water crisis, and it is up to us to try and mitigate it. So my encouragement, and the same applies for me, would be for us to not be apathetic to it, but rather to join in the conversations, to be proactive, to be creative, to try and be hands-on and make a difference, because the onus is upon us. And it would not assist to just moan and complain that, we are facing the crisis. It is up to us to try and avert it.
In this episode, we were encouraged and inspired by the contributions of the youth at municipal level in the provision of water, sanitation, and solid waste management. As a youthful nation, we cannot reimagine delivering municipal services without the youth. It is increasingly becoming evident that the youth are the future at all levels. We need to nurture and empower them so that they too can be of service to future generations. Please make sure that you catch our other episodes of Salga TV that you can find on our YouTube page if you would like to know more about the work of local government. From me, your host, Meralda Nisalega Mnand.